Ken Henderson and I did a lot of noodling on the subject, and we came up with something that I thought was very powerful. And it goes back to the early 1900s prior to which time science was a very deterministic activity. Then along came a man named Werner Heisenberg, who developed something called the uncertainty principle, called the Heisenberg Uncertainty Principle. And that there's a lot of probabilism in these events. All the different new theories of science are based on probabilism, and the determinists have sort of faded into the past. Well, the Heisenberg Uncertainty Principle can be viewed as something like a particle in space. We'll just say a bullet. It has three qualities: a bullet traveling through space. It has, at any given point in time, it has a position in space. It's moving in a direction, and it has a velocity. And the uncertainty principle says the more you know about any two of these, the less you can be certain of the third. And so in the case of what we do here, and the case of and that had a cubic look to it, a three-dimensional thing. So we developed something we call the cube, and where you look at it in one direction and you see all the workplaces and time and the jobs that you're trying to do, and you look at it another way and you see the resources that are required to do those jobs and where they are, and if they're not where they need to be moved to where they're needed to be, or you need to move the work to where the resources are. And so you can look at this thing from different views and get different perspectives as to what you might need. There is no way of doing this without some kind of a tool like this, and I know of no such other tool. So we called it the Henderson Uncertainty Principle. Ken Henderson, Dr. Henderson, had a very strong background in some probabilistic work. If you're a mathematician, the simplex method. He developed the formulas that are still used, I think, in the state of Florida to decide where orange juice goes. When they know how many oranges there are, and they know how much orange juice you're going to get, and how much do you charge per gallon of orange juice, and where do you ship it to, and what stores, so that you derive the best income from whatever you've got in the way of orange juice. Very, very complex topological problem using a high degree of probabilism in the process. And so this was just a natural for us to start working with these ideas, and I think we were pretty successful.